But yeah, so on top of all that, in case you can't tell, with the way these like currents and stuff's changing, this entire map is like randomly generated. And as these currents change and whatnot, it kind of symbolizes how even the environment is out to get life when it first starts coming to be on planets. Poison, I am going to die if I keep chasing him. See what I mean? Exactly, Exhibit A. You literally have to evolve your creature to better suit the environment of which they're in. And generally, if you want to be a full carnivore, like I think I want to involve this species to be, you basically need to outfit them to just, wow, it's a feeding frenzy over here. You basically need to outfit them to be as violent as possible. Take a nibble at me, buddy. Steal your DNA parts. How about that? Alright. So that's 20. We're gonna die. We're gonna mate, and we're gonna give ourselves poison. Sounds kind of bad. No, we're not gonna kill ourselves, but we are gonna evolve ourselves to spit poison. There, that sounds better. I love my computer. I am sitting at 30 frames right now, 30 FPS, and it literally doesn't change at all. Like, I don't know what it is about Spore in particular. I don't know, I guess my game just, my computer, I guess, just likes it because it handles it like a breeze. Alright. Now, another weird thing that I feel like is a little unusual for, this game in particular, is that sure, whenever everything was said and done, Spore in some aspects became better than it was before, but let's face it, whenever I picked a planet with red water, you kind of expect the entire background to be in a tint of red, right? Nope, changed to blue. Now, quite frankly, me personally, I don't understand this, and I feel like I'm just kind of dogging on the game at this moment in time, but still, I mean, I just kind of feel like that's a little odd. They basically perfected every other aspect, and then, bam, magical color-changing water. I mean, sure, if it's H2O, it's probably going to end up mostly this color, but this is like water with chlorine in it at the water park that I work at blue, which is ridiculous because that's a lot of chlorine. If you've ever been in an indoor water park, you'd know what I mean. And instead, there was a chemical that changed the water, evidently, in my planet to red. And here we are with a, like, pool blue, which is just something I find a little unusual. But apart from that, I personally just like ridiculously like this Spore stage. And I know I'm just kind of rambling and probably repeating the same ideas over and over because I haven't listened to myself as I've been speaking this whole time. But I mean, still, like, you can see in these little particle effects that now that we've gotten so far into the cell stage, like even looking at my cell, if you rewind the video, because this will be on YouTube because I'm cheap like that, because when you rewind the video, you'll see that our creature was translucent, and so was every single other creature, including the epics, which are those massive creatures in the background and that I've been running away from and trying to avoid and make loud chomping noises. Yeah, those ones. They were translucent too, and now that we've gotten so deep into the cell stage, wow, there's nothing over here. I'm gonna starve to death. And now that we've gotten so far into this level, it's no longer like translucent, which I guess is Spore's way of like passively saying, oh look, your creatures are multicellular now. Now, even though this is the cell stage, like I said earlier, I kind of feel like, no, 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 do not stab. Can't believe I avoided that. I've been having some lucky calls like all night tonight. And so, basically what it's saying is it's kind of passively being all like, oh, by the way, your creature's multicellular, even though this is the cell stage. And like I said, it's kind of like in the modern cell version that they've taken their previously what was known as, aw, dude, we're on the same plane now. I can poison you. Oh, wait, no, he's got poison too, so he's impervious to it. Ah, and there's so many spikes, dude, run. It is obvious we haven't evolved very well if we can't fight him. Oh, run. I am not king of the ocean yet. Oh. Hey, we got some points to spend. But as I was saying, it's like they took the aquatic stage and the cell stage and meshed them together. So I'm guessing whenever your creature goes from being translucent to being a full color, I guess that sort of symbolizes, you know, since it's multicellular, that you're sort of in like a cheap version of the aquatic stage. Now, me, frankly, I don't understand this because they had a cell stage in the original version, and the original version was really cool. Mind you, the original version was kind of violent and not fit for all ages, but it's still, in my opinion, covered a lot more ground than this one does. Now, I know I'm kind of pointing down a game for realism, but ever since about, '05, that's what we've been aiming for in games, hasn't it? I mean, most games these days, you look at them, and generally in the titles, or not title, but somewhere in the tags, they say simulator. And Spore, let's face it, it's a universe simulator, which I think's so I feel like it's unusual that they removed the aquatic stage, because as almost every single scientific theory goes, they assume that we started, like all life on Earth started, in the water. And even when it became complex, it was still, for the most part, in the water until quite some time afterwards. And so pushing stuff around. You rude fella. I'll just, or not, run away. That's cool too. But anyways, I don't know, I feel like that was a weird move on EA's part. There's another member of our species. Yeah, so we're almost done with the cell stage. In case you can't tell, you can hear waves crashing in the background now. Which I think is just kind of Spore's way of saying, oh, by the way, you are now a large fish in the shallow waters of, whatever ocean on your planet. And so I just kind of feel like it's a really, really cool feature. I still just don't understand why they took out the aquatic stage. I mean, the cell stage, originally, I don't think I would have enjoyed quite as much as I would have this one. But still, I mean, that aquatic stage, and even so, in the original game, those like scientific advances your creature could have made to where they could have been a sentient being underwater, which is something that obviously we haven't seen yet, as far as we know, on our own planet as humans. So it's unusual to say that they would remove that, because that again explores theories that the original version of Spore did. God, he's got so many mouths. I don't think we're gonna win this fight. Oh, poison! He doesn't have poison! Poison him! Yeah! Maybe we are king of the ocean. I can't eat him. What is going on? There we go. And another one! Oh my god, there's so many! Ah! Now I get to feast on their bones for being ignorant and challenging me. Yeah! Nature sucks, doesn't it? Now, again, this is a little cartoonistic, but basically what that just symbolized is now they're kind of, getting to be an extremely complex life form. And now it's telling us that we can evolve and go on to land. Hello? That's the history of our planet, assumably. That we think happened. Wow. We are hardcore carnivores. And the cool thing about it is that this game goes even farther to symbolize that by giving us, like, abilities that would make a carnivore even more useful. Like, for example, this one's called Raging Roar. Roar. And it makes everyone surrounding run in fear. We see that pretty common in our own ecosystems. Carnivore for the tribal stage, traps. This ability allows the chieftain to lay traps to ensnare wild animals. And invulnerability for, well, those are a little weird because then technology steps in. But I mean, come on, how can you just not like enjoy this game for literally everything that it does? It's funny, it's adorable, it's awesome, it's everything you'd want in a game. Or at least in a simulator. Alright. So now, we get to figure out how he wants to evolve and shape him, because now we've got this 3D creator on how this simple, well, partially simple, creature ends up on land. And I don't know, I feel like this guy is going to have some pretty strong legs, so we're going to give him those muscly calves. I'm going to move him in a little bit, shrink that down. No, we'll increase the size. We'll leave it there. And, Sure, we'll change the name a little bit. And now we've got all these new options for the texture, because as he got larger, you know, there's more things to do with the different things that a creature could, like, evolve to have. Now, granted, in a real-life circumstance, purple wouldn't be exactly the best thing for a carnivore to be. But again, this is Spore, so, you know, having a little fun with the cartoons is alright, right? Let's go with red. He seems to be enjoying that color, but I don't care. I'm the master here. We'll give him green. Sure, why not? Turned out pretty interesting. Alright, so we're gonna hit enter there. And now we get to see an amazing cutscene that basically rapidly symbolizes, in like split seconds, evolution into land. Now, unfortunately, with the original like design for Spore, what would happen is the camera would zoom out and go 3D, and your character would your Spore would three-dimensionalize and become a fish, essentially. And it would be your choice as to whether or not you wanted to evolve and go onto land and replace your, you know, trade in your fins for wings or limbs or whatever. But not this version. Granted, it was a move so that they could market it for all ages, but still, I mean, I kind of miss that feature. It's the beginning of a new day, and for you, a whole new strange and wondrous world. Air fills your lungs as you stretch into your limbs and to your new home, dry land. The race to evolve has begun, and that it has, because the creature stage actually poses quite a few challenges for us, of them being parts. And with creature stage, there are a lot of parts, and by a lot of parts, I mean I've not seen a game with this much creativity in it probably ever, because this game basically says, screw you to character designers, we're gonna make our own characters. And so, unfortunately, I've probably burned up a lot of time, and I'll end up splitting this video into multiple parts, but obviously I can't sit behind the screen for eternity, so I'm going to end this, I guess it would be part of this episode here, and I will see you guys next time on Let's Play Spore. See you later.